Thank you, Madam Moderator.
Thank
Good
you so much. Good evening,
morning
Alicia.
from Jamaica. Good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are. I'm Dr. Monique Lynch, the African Union Youth Assembly President-elect for Jamaica and the Birland State Youth Representative for Youth Development. I'm also a lecturer at the Michael University College, where my focus is on mental health. So today I'll be talking about mental health literacy. Now, yesterday I watched a video of a young man climbing an electric pole. The police, a couple of his friends, family members, and onlookers, they begged and they pleaded with him to come down. He then hesitated twice. I think he wasn't sure if he wanted to do this. However, after hesitating, he rest his feet on the live wire and he was electrocuted. And the video bothered me all day. And it's not the first time. Obviously, we all know that the rate of suicide has been rising. But I think knowing that maybe deep inside he didn't want to kill himself, and it got me thinking, how many people do we encounter every day that might be planning to complete suicide, or they are facing internal battles and is feeling like this is the end for them, and everyone around them is mentally illiterate. So here are some shocking stats by the National Alliance of Mental Illness. 1 in every 5 children ages 13 to 18 have or will have a serious mental illness. 20% of youth ages 13 to 18 live with a mental health condition. 11% of youth have a mood disorder. 10% of youth have a behavior or conduct disorder. And 8% of youth have an anxiety disorder. Now, what is the impact of all of this? Now, 50% of all lifetime cases of mental illness begin by age 14, and 75% begin at age 24. Now, the average delay between the onset of symptoms and intervention is about 8 to 10 years. And when we talk about suicide, suicide is the third leading cause of death in youth ages 10 to 24. So this is why I started my campaign, Me Equals You, a movement to improve mental health literacy and well-being for all. So what is mental health literacy? Now, mental health literacy is the knowledge and beliefs people have about mental health and mental disorders, which help their recognition, their management, and prevention. It is important because it influences when and how people seek help and mental health outcomes. So simply, it describes how both individuals and communities understand and respond to mental health and mental illness. Now, mental health literacy is not a matter of having the knowledge, but rather it's a knowledge that is linked to the possibility of action to benefit one's own mental health or that of others. Now, mental health literacy consists of several components which were created to overcome the growing obstacles to mental health and to address the social stigma and discrimination that is in our society. Now, these components include: 1, recognizing mental health disorders as signs and symptoms. 2, the knowledge of risk factors, knowing what factors put individuals at greatest risk or for specific mental health disorders. 3, the knowledge of self-treatment, knowing how someone can help themselves. And 4, the knowledge of how to seek and access mental health information. Now, both individual and environmental factors can affect mental health literacy. The individual factors include age, health status, knowledge, attitude, and cultural beliefs. Now, the environmental factors include family and community support systems, the stigma and fear about mental illness, cultural understandings of mental health and mental illness, and then the entire health system. Now, why is mental health literacy important? 1, good individual and environmental mental health literacy can reduce health inequalities and reduce the burden on health and community services. Two, it helps people better to understand their own mental health and helps them to know how to work to improve their well-being. It increases people's resilience and control over their mental health and encourage people to seek help by knowing when and where to seek help and how to manage their mental health condition. People with limited mental health literacy may not be able to recognize signs of poor mental health in themselves and others, which can stop them from seeking treatment and support. Now, a lack of understanding about mental health in the community can lead to fear, discrimination, and stigma for people living with mental health conditions. So, in conclusion, let us look at mental health and mental illness from a different angle. Physical education lessons are mandatory in schools because we view physical health as a crucial part of our children's health. We teach them about eating healthy and staying fit. However, we ignore mental health. Schools, churches, community centers, etc., need to be portraying mental health as equally important as physical health. If we all learn about mental health and well-being from a young age, imagine where we would all be as adults today, emotionally, socially, mentally healthy. So it's time for mental health well-being to be a priority in every aspect of the education system. Youth spend most of their days in school, which is why schools need to invest in creating a curriculum that is critical in helping to prevent mental health problems from increasing, building well-being and versatility, and helping young people learn the skills they need to cope in today's world. Thank you for putting mental health on your agenda today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manish. And this was very small but very precise and up to the mark speech, and I really adored your speech because how hard it is to see somebody executing his own life or taking away his own life. So end of the day, every life matters, and mental health, as you said, it has to be on the topmost priority of everybody's life, because that is what it means and that is what it is very important for each and every one of us. So, and yes, as you said very correctly, internal battles that we do deal with every single minute of the day, it affects our mental health. Thank you so much for bringing apt points where these things do matter to us a lot. Thank you so much, Dr. Manish. With this, I would like to call our last speaker for the